Well, that didn't turn out the way I thought it would. I love the sentence. It says, I know you said Japan, but money is tight right now, so ... but promises, man. And yes, I did promise myself that I'm going to Japan. And here I am.
About my family, how I want them to learn how to overcome their obstacles. I think what changed was that I'm gonna let them make their mistakes, because it seems like me trying to help them overcome it, it seems not to be working.
It's the last time I cried because my ex-boyfriend. Okay. But luckily, now not anymore. Like, I'm good now.
It was like the last time you cried, and I was like watching this finale, and I just don't even remember that episode anymore, so why was I crying? Like, that's so random.
I meet several people who made me happy, so the content makes me remember what they did for me.
What do I enjoy so much right now? And here it said walking, and the reason then is because I had only just gotten off my cast. I had 2 broken feet, and I couldn't really walk. When you can't even walk for a year. And then I was so sick and I couldn't do anything that was really important to me. But at least I could walk around my block.
I said, keep loving your youth. I know you have been thinking about yourself a lot, how you are your own enemy, and that you are the only one who can bring you down. It's interesting that I put it on paper, and then I just forgot about it, and then maybe now I'm gonna be less hard on myself, I guess.
When I wrote this, my best friend, who I've been living with my whole college career, her friend from home committed suicide. We cried together because we were both just like sad about, you know, a kid doing that, and someone that was really like important to her. One thing I said was I found myself wondering how do people like move forward?
I broke my rib last year, and this winter break I like re-injured it. So everything's still intact, but not doing so great now. I just wanted to make it through the semester with my mental health and happiness intact. It's just like lightly bruised, so I'm fine, but it's hilarious that I wrote that.
I was like, as long as you keep your core anchored, your emotions will rotate around. Get it? Like After Effects? ? And I was like, bad joke, but hope you find this funny.
Job stuff. I was just like, that summer I was like, whoa, this is like way more than usual, like doing an internship and like a couple jobs and like the credits and like summer school. So I was like really proud of myself over the summer, but now of course it's like, okay, well, can be proud of it for one summer, but now we need to pick up the pace a little bit.
I stopped my fall internship, so I got a retail job full-time, and I'm going to school. The last time I laughed was when me and my girlfriend are together, so I just thought that was pretty funny.
What part of your life are you enjoying the most right now? And so I'd written down my classes, and then in parentheses, except Western Civ, makes me almost like remember all the other classes even more by having that little like funny negative, because it wasn't a horrible class, it was just not amazing.
When I mentioned what made me cry last, I mentioned that I was crying from like pizza. I put so much spice, and that was pretty funny. Actually, just reading the letter kind of put me in a happier mood, because like looking back, I'm just like, oh my god, I wrote this type of stuff. Like I can't believe I said all that.
It was like coming back from studying abroad and having like those like, you know, fears of what am I doing, and I got a new job. I did write about a goal, and I did not achieve that goal. I wanted to save enough money to visit Dundee, where I studied.
So I wrote, I would like to get a job and start paying my father back and saving for a plane ticket. I had a job within the last 5 months, but it didn't really last long because I just like was unhappy there. And I did start paying my father back, like with whatever money I do have. It's like really exciting because I didn't get my plane ticket yet, but I actually like applied to study abroad there this summer and like just found out a couple weeks ago that I got in.
At the time I was working on a show, To Kill a Mockingbird, and I wrote that I laughed today because I was a child wrangler on the show and the two kids made me laugh, and I just haven't thought about the show or the boys in a while. So it was like cool to think back to that time when I was working with them.
One of the goals was to be ahead of everyone like in piano books. And right now I think I am, so I'm pretty happy about that. I just pushed ahead.
This is like, it's like yesterday, and then I rode my bike. When I wanted to teach both memorize 5 songs, and I did that.
What I'm enjoying right now, when I wrote for that, I said that I have fewer distractions at work so I can be more focused. So that's kind of funny to me. So the last couple questions about when you laughed or cried, it's not stuff I really keep track of. It was interesting to think, oh, would it be worth noting every once in a while, hey, when's the last time I got really upset? You know, is that good that I haven't been upset, or is it bad that I maybe never thought about anything that would make me upset?
My goal was to do something like outside of my comfort zone. I went to 2 concerts by myself, which is something I never thought I would do. And like my parents were really like freaked out about it. They like really didn't want me to go, but yeah, I went and it was fine.
I really like that I wrote here, hope you saved your money. Because then, you know, I applied to grad school and I don't have any money after that. But even just to find like a place, an apartment by myself, you know, that's like what I want to save up to, like, you know, move up, grow up, I guess.
The word I used earlier was bittersweet, and that's what this is. Over the last 5 months, I've taken something really good for granted, or I've started to, and this is a good reminder not to. It's like the first journal entry I'm rereading that I'm not cringing at, actually. I thought I was going to cringe, but actually this is...
Family responsibilities. I have elderly parents, so that was rougher, I think. I'm balancing that better. The way I balance it is one day at a time.
I just say make sure to remember watch my favorite TV show, because I always get laughs out of it, and I still do.
I remember having like a crisis about asking about my hobby. I don't know if you can tell, but I was on the soccer team here, and like that ended last semester. It was kind of like oh my God, like, do I have a hobby? Like after this, kind of? Because like I've played my entire life. And that question, I think I took a particularly long time on, like being like, all right, well, maybe this is time for me to find a new hobby, like to explore some other things to do. So, yeah.
That's it for me. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
It's too loud.
I made it. I'm in the future.
Thank you.
Yay! I love Dean. I don't want to see this now.
Thanks for having me.
Loud claps over the audio track.
Yes. Like I said before, it doesn't feel like I wrote it to myself. It feels like someone just like popped in and was like, hey, like laugh more and life's okay.
Woohoo! I was like, I also finally did these questions after putting them off for 2 weeks.
And you can definitely see like wow, cannot talk. Situationally.
I didn't do the answer in full sentences. I didn't answer in full sentences.
When you reached out to me, I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot that I did that.
My favorite hobby was watching Vine compilations, and I wrote no shame after, which is hilarious.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, it's just my handwriting is so messy.
Parts that I would want to elaborate on more.
What was going on in like October when I wrote this? That was making me so happy.
I forgot about it until once I got the email, I said, oh.
I'm actually nervous.
Okay. Yeesh. I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna frame it. Are you kidding? Jan's project is here.